Hey there, guys. So yeah, today's been a day of two stories, really. The first in the morning, like partial ego death from doing all the exercise and feeling pretty psychedelic, to almost dying from food poisoning and getting pretty psychedelic from that. Two very different kinds of tripping out, but yeah, so shortly after I did the session, I went and grabbed some food. I don't know whether it was the food I ate or whether it was some coffee that I've drunk today or whatnot, but damn, I felt bad. So I got back to the hostel and just like caffeinated out, and then when I woke up, it was, whew, not so fun. So again, there's not much that beats the sunset, so I used the last bit of my energy to climb up here so I can just like chill out a bit. And yeah, well, maybe I'll tell you a story about one of my shamanic experiences recently. I mentioned in one of my other videos the substance Bufo alvarius, and the first time I took the substance, it was like pure bliss. I was kind of scared to take it because I've had some quite bad psychedelic experiences on on LSD, and I was worried that I was going to take this quite profound substance and that I was going to go back into these not too nice realities that I'd experienced on the LSD. But it was the exact opposite. I smoked it. I'm holding my breath. You take it very, very deep into your lungs, and you hold and you hold and you hold. And as the experience is starting to come on, I start to have a very similar feeling to like my bad trip on the LSD, where everything started to like burn around me, and I was thinking, oh fuck, not again, here we go. But then breathed everything out, and just pure ego death. It's very hard to describe it when you come back to your own mind, because the reality that you're in is not really of this world, but it feels somewhat like home. It feels like a place that you've always been, you've always known is there, and maybe we go back to one day. And so, like, the fear of your mortality might fade away. Like, I already had a good appreciation that I am not this. I am not my body. I am not Joseph. I am not I'm not what I perceive myself to be whilst I'm in this third dimension. But this just confirmed it for me, that I think we all come from a very fundamental source of consciousness. Call it your soul, call it the quantum level of consciousness, whatever you want, but I think we only experience this reality separately. I think, yeah, the source of everything is very raw, it's very real, and it's something that we all have access to, whether it's through meditation or through psychedelic substances that expose you. And because I've been being sick today, it kind of reminded me of the second experience that I had on the substance, that I smoked it, I became disembodied, as you do, disappeared into this realm, but this time it was like I was being taken on a more deep journey. And so I didn't realize, but like I'd smoked it and I'd let down, and then all of a sudden I'm partially back in my own body. I can't see anything. I'm in this ocean of spirit. I can see the spirits of the trees, of the forest I was in, of the birds. I can't see my hands, but all of it is swooshing around me. I can see the flower of life. I can see all this sacred geometry. And then some of my insecurities and my negative thought paths start to like interrupt the experience, and it goes from being these very very beautiful, like deep dark oranges, very powerful, bright colors, to this like really horrible, acrid green and black, and I start to feel sick, and I try to fight it. My ego tries to fight like whatever was gonna come, and again I just no, let it go. So I start to be sick again. Like I'm saying, disembodied. I can't see my own, what my body is at this point. I can only see this ocean of spirit, and so I'm being sick, and what's coming out of me is literally like black beetles and slugs and spiders, and I'm spitting these things out, spitting them out into this river, and as they're hitting the floor, they're going melting back into spirit. So, and it felt so fucking amazing that I got to the point where I was purposefully coughing extra stuff up. I was trying my hardest to break out all of these things that were inside of me, and it was incredibly liberating. It felt that whatever it was not part of me, that maybe it was my insecurities in here, my mental blocks, things that I've built up that are just part of my ego and my own self-deprecation. And it was hilarious. I was just like fuck off, like get the fuck out of me. And I hear my shaman, who also he'd not taken the substance in a while, and he said that he felt very confident that I was gonna have a good experience, and I'm laughing maniacally, he's laughing maniacally, but I can't see him. I just hear his spirit, I hear his laugh, and it's spinning around me in this fucking ocean. And yeah, it was incredibly powerful. And this substance, unlike say acid or mushrooms not so much. Like after mushrooms, maybe like 6 hours later, you're kind of back in your own mind and you can contemplate the experience. With 5-MeO-DMT, 20 minutes later, you're completely sober, and like the best kind of sober. Like I was so clear in my head, I was so filled with love and joy, and I could really see my interconnectivity with all of nature and all of spirit. Like we're not divided. Like I say, I genuinely feel we all come from a very, very fundamental, similar place. It's very, very hard to put it into words, and obviously, who fucking knows? Nobody has any real answers. I think you can take all the drugs and do all the meditation that you want, but you're never gonna have all the answers, and that's part of the fun. Obviously, we exist within the third dimension now. I think we can be an interdimensional being through these substances. I think we can access different levels, different states. But yeah, it was very, very beautiful and very powerful for me. And I'm gonna get this tattoo, which I want to remind me of the first experience that I had on it, which was just pure joy, pure bliss, and the colorscape in that experience was amazingly beautiful. Just these blues and pinks and greens and just all these very calming, peaceful colors. So yeah, I'm hoping I'm gonna feel a little bit better tomorrow. I'm gonna go back for the massage, and yeah, so just gonna meditate a little bit more and think again more about this experience. I don't know if you guys have ever had any experiences like that, like ego death, or really feeling like that you're somewhat immortal, not as yourself, like I said, not as Joseph or whatever, but as a soul. So yeah, I'd really like to hear some opinions for you guys, and like, what do you think about what I've said? And yeah, I'd like to feel that connection more in the 3D reality, not just by smoking some incredibly powerful psychedelics. So yeah, spread that love. Give me a like, give me a share, give me a comment, and just keep being yourselves, because everybody's beautiful, man. And I think sometimes people don't really see it in themselves. Sometimes we go through hard times in life, and it can be really hard, it can be really difficult. But everybody has something to give. Everybody has a talent. Everybody has some form of beauty and expression and creativity in them. Like, and I want to see more of that from you guys. So much love to you. I hope you're feeling a little bit better than I am right now. And I'll probably check in with you sometime tomorrow. Love you guys. Peace out.